What's up, Western Iowa Tech students? This is Live with Mike, and we have Chris Mansfield in the building. And guess what? I've been working with this dude for a long time. What's up, Chris?
Oh, just same old, same old.
Same old, same old. That's why I see you got the Hawaiian shirt on,
Yep.
which is what
Oh, yeah.
y'all listening to this. Chris is always wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and for some reason it relates well with the students, right? Kind of like my hat, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'd like to say, that we are both down to earth, and there's nothing that you can't go to Chris about, right? So for all you audio engineering students out there, broadcasting, short film, right? That's what you need to hit Chris up at Western Iowa Tech Community College. So Chris, I'm gonna give you some questions, bro.
Okay.
I'll give you some questions and see if you can answer them. And I apologize. It seems like the internet or the network is kind of shady right now. So
no worries.
All right.
I think there's a lot of folks up there on the internet now that weren't on the internet a month ago. So no worries.
Well, amen. So here's the first one, bro. What are the 3 programs that we're going to talk about today?
All right. So yeah, very good question. The 3 programs that are in our area are the first one's audio engineering. The second one is video and media production. And the third one is broadcasting and multimedia journalism.
Wow. Which is all, right now during this virus thing, I know broadcasting is a must, right? There's reports, so, hey, it's a good major that might be able to make you a little dough and give you some experience, man. So that's
absolutely.
So I guess I would ask you next is, how can I put this? What's the step of them signing up for classes? Do they contact you? Do they contact admissions?
Well, actually, I can answer that with yes. They can. The registration's open right now, and they can contact the admissions office 712-274-8733. And they call into there, somebody will answer the phone and they'll get them to where they need to be, and they can get them all signed in. If they want to email me at chris.mansfield@whitcc.edu, I can certainly get that taken care of. I'd be happy to do a Zoom session with them to answer their questions and all of that. Or just exchange information by email, and then I can get them registered. The key is to don't wait too long, because we want to make sure that if you're interested in this, that there's a place kind of set for you there, so that we don't run out of spaces and have to put you on a wait list.
Oh, wow. So what's the placement rate for your programs? And when I say placement, the students get jobs after they get through, working with you.
Yes. Well, the latest graduating class in May of 19, and I might be a couple of percentage points off here, but right then it was about 80%. And 80% of the students either graduated and had a job already or had been working in the industry. They were going into an internship. And several of them were going on to a 4-year school to get their bachelor's degree. Okay. So that's a cool thing. A lot of the kids were doing that. So, and even and very few of them do this, but even if they get a job that's not in their field of study, so to speak, they're still able to use a lot of the skills we give to them in the program. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say 80% is pretty darn good.
That's what's up. I would say, first of all, I just want to make a comment about the books in the background, right? Right. I'm sure you probably read all of them, but I think it's just an awesome background, man.
Thanks. It is a synthetic background, but it is a real bookshelf in my house. So
okay, wow, synthetic. So explain. So that means it's really not there. It's like a green screen.
yes, yeah, it's actually the software allows me to replace the background with something else. Otherwise, you'd see our spare bedroom, which is not
Okay.
terribly exciting.
So in our many conversations, Chris, I've often heard you say, learning by doing, right?
Yes,
Learning by
you
doing.
bet.
And I never stuck around to hear how you explain that, because usually I'm always off someplace else. But now I have the opportunity to ask you and put you on a spot, right? And ask you, what do you mean by learning by doing?
Okay, the biggest thing is it's hands-on. Um, we do get textbooks and we do get, tests, but that's a very small part of what we do. We put the equipment in the hands of the students. With audio engineering, we do events. We have every fall we have a live multi group music festival called Glow. In the spring, we have a multi-day jazz festival. It's completely student-run. It's the only, as far as I'm aware, it's the only student-run jazz festival in the entire country. And we run a couple of venues for that. We run a choir venue and a band venue. We have our very own recording studio that the students have designed and built. We have our very own on-campus streaming radio station, and we have a television studio right in the lab where the students can polish their skills. For video and media, there's extensive in-class and out-of-class exercises using industry standard equipment and software. The TV studio is state-of-the-art. It's 4K capable. And we do Monday through Thursday, we do a daily morning newscast. And on Fridays, we do a show called This Week on Campus. And it's completely student run, and they come in, and the kids come in the morning, and the journalism students take and write the shows, and the video and media and the audio students are the crews for everything. So it is hands-on. The shows are done by the students.
Facts. And meant to mention Glow, to give you a little history as far as people watching this interview right now, we used to do something called Woodstock Battle of the Bands, and I believe that started in 2008. It's 2008 or 2007. But anyway, we used to have someone come in from outside, and I used to spend a lot of money on that. And, I would just say that the administration believed in Chris to purchase a crap load, right, of sound equipment, right?
Yep.
That way, when we do it now, we don't have a Minuteman. Your students, like you said, hands-on experience right there.
Yep. And the administration has really backed us up, because not only did they buy the equipment, and we bought that, I want to say it was in 2012 when we kind of started rolling with this. But they've kept it up. We look at everything we do equipment wise and curriculum wise every single year. And if we need to, if the industry is going in a different direction, or if there's new techniques and technologies, we update it. Not last summer before last, we bought a brand new Midas digital mixing console for the live shows. That is really, it's exactly, just to give you an idea, it's exactly the same mixing console they use at the Orpheum Theater here in Sioux City.
Okay.
It is also the exact same mixing console they use at a couple of venues here in town, like the Marquee, and it's pretty close, same manufacturer, to the one they use in Anthem, which is the live venue inside of the Hard Rock casino here in Sioux City. So and a whole ton of other places around the country. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, and another thing I would say is, from KCAU to Hard Rock Cafe, Chris got students all over that, right? There's people working
Absolutely.
for the local news stations. I've seen this because when I'm interviewed about Western Iowa Tech, I see them, and they're like, "What's up, Mike?" Right? And I'm like, "Dude, right? Same thing with Hard Rock. You know, there's some concerts there. We got students that are working within that building, and I think it adds to Chris saying that placement is just definitely a good thing in his program. And what's so bad about it? You guys might be able to get placed locally. You may not have to move to Kansas City or whatever. You might be able to find
Yeah.
something in your hometown, which right
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
that's looking good.
Yeah, and we have a ton of kids that are placed here in Sioux City. But the cool thing about the skills that we teach is that they transfer really easily. We got kids working in the industry up in Sioux Falls and down in Omaha and Des Moines. Got several of them that went out to the Denver area and are working out there. We've got them in Bloomington, Minnesota, and Phoenix, Arizona, Savannah, Georgia, down in Florida, North Carolina. These are just the ones that I'm aware of. There's more that have been placed other places too. So if you want to stay here in town for family or because you love this area, it's a really great area, then you're
Right.
good to go. If you want to go out and see the world, then you can do that too, without any issues. The skills we give you will do that. A lot of the kids that worked at the Hard Rock this last summer worked with really high-end artists, Post Malone, Kesha, Pitbull, In This Moment, Killswitch Engage, even Kane Brown, if you're a country fan. Those are all groups that came through, and our kids were stage crew for them. So I mean, and it's really fun to see when the first year students come back after working that series for the summer, because those are the kids that come in and help work Glow. And
right.
they leave with some after the first year, they leave with some good solid knowledge, and when they come back, they're transformed. It's really cool to see. Especially, and even the kids that get the gigs like at the local TV stations when they come in, because they'll be going to school and working in the industry at the same time. It really works well, and we've got solid working relationships with all of our local industries that hire our students.
So we go annually down to Des Moines to lobby. And this is an important trip to my students. Every year I take about 8 or 9 students, and we get to meet representatives, governors, Senate members of Iowa. And then we get to ask them about making sure that we are on their brain when it comes to asking money, right? Now, I guess where the point I'm getting is I reached out to Chris, and Chris sent me a recording video crew, right? That went with us down there and covered it, and they got a chance to interview some pretty important people down there. So that is in it, and I think that, Chris, you're still going to these different things with your crew, and these are student crews that are interviewing very important people in Iowa. I just wanted to say that big shout out to you.
Thank you.
I think that Western Iowa Tech investing that much money in your program, the whole program over there is totally morphed into something that is fun, right? If you walk in Chris's area, straight man cave, right? Straight all types of gadgets in there. It kind of reminds me of, Mythbusters. What's the guy on Mythbusters, man? The guy
Adam Savage.
Yeah,
Adam Savage.
yeah. Reminds me of Savage guy. So, anything else that you would like to share with the students?
Yeah. So one of the other things, like, is, you talk about going down to Des Moines and all that. I'm always looking for opportunities. And last fall we had one of the things that we did. Actually, it's 2 things here. One is last fall. We learned that the governor of the state of Iowa, Kim Reynolds, was going to be visiting a place, an off-campus school place. It was where they build the carpentry program builds a house.
Okay.
And so I thought, well, we're going to go cover that. So I had a student in my office stopped in to talk about something. I said, go out there and grab the first broadcasting student that you can find, and bring him or her in here. And they went out and grabbed one of the students, brought him in, and I said, okay, you don't have any classes at 11 o'clock? And she says, no. And I said, okay, go do a little research, come up with about 6 questions relating to schools in the state of Iowa, because you're going to interview the governor of the state of Iowa here in about an hour and a half. And after she stumbled backwards out of the door, she went out and did that. And then we grabbed a crew of students and we went over, and she actually got a one-on-one interview with the governor of the state of Iowa on 90 minutes notice, which was pretty funny. And then we used that in our show that week, which was really cool. And then in this fall, we'll do this again, because this we can only do every 2 years because of the election cycle. We do election night, and we do it exactly like any of the local TV stations do it. We have political experts on the set where we talk to them and ask them questions and discuss the results. We have the students gathering the results by phone and looking at the websites that have the results and putting them together with graphics and everything. We do live shots out of the courthouse. So when you go down to the courthouse, you've got the ABC affiliate, the NBC affiliate, the CBS affiliate, and our kids all standing there in a line doing reports with our student doing a report and covering some of the local races from the courthouse.
Man, how hands-on is that?
Exactly. Yeah.
That is like super duper hands-on.
Yep. And they're getting these kids are getting jobs doing that stuff right now. We had in fact, I just got a text message about a week ago. Okay. And one of the kids just took the full-time weekend director position at the ABC affiliate here in town, and he's going to be the new weekend director. The interesting thing is he is the 5th WIT student that has had that position in a row.
Wow.
And I have another. I have like 2 students that are interviewing for a digital producer position at the ABC affiliate, and I have 1 student that is doing that right now, producing stuff for their website and doing chasing down stories and all that kind of stuff. The cool thing is just because you're an audio engineering student or a video and media student or a journalism student doesn't pigeonhole you into I'm only going to be an audio engineer, or I'm only going to be a director, or I'm only going to be a reporter, because the kid that just got the weekend director position came out of audio engineering. The kid that is the digital producer didn't come out of journalism. She came out of video and media production. And then of course the journalism students which is our newest program, are winding up their interviewing for producer positions and reporter positions and stuff like that. But just because you're in one program doesn't mean you don't get exposed and take the classes of all the other programs too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And I think
the audio kids take video and the video kids take audio. And I have an old saying that I always throw out to my kids, and that is that, and I'm probably going to mess it up here, but audio without video is radio. Video without audio is a security camera.
That's what's up, man. I like that. Y'all hear that, right? Y'all hear that? Another thing that I'm going to say before we let it go, I got a question for you, which is kind of Star Wars related.
Okay.
But I would say if you go to Western Iowa Tech Community College and you get either of those degrees, right? You can get a job at that level. You got the choice to go to a 4-year school, right? Mm-hmm. So you got options, right? And on top of that, just being able to speak in front of people, right, and know a little bit about technology, right, that's going to go a long ways, right?
Yes. And this is one thing I've said for a lot of years, especially like with audio and video on the technical side. And we've got kids. In fact, there's somebody that just got a supervisory position at a large company here in just north of town here. Say you're working in a group there, but you're not necessarily working in the audio or the video field, but
Right.
say they want to hire a company to come in and produce a video for that company. If you know what's up about how that's all produced, that's going to give you some skills to be able to guide that bidding process, and that the ability to say, you know, I like the way these guys work because I'm familiar with this and what they've got works. So I think that would be a better deal. It's all about tools in your toolbox, man. If you have these skills and you can add them to, you know, what you do day to day,
Your
then you're
repertoire.
gonna, yes, exactly. Then, you know, you absolutely will rock it. And the more valuable you can be to an employer. Um, First of all, it makes you, you know, more indispensable for them. Second of all, it adds a tremendous amount of, you know, personal satisfaction, being able to handle stuff without any issues and all that kind of stuff.
All right. All right. Well, hold on 1 second, Chris. I got to go get some real quick.
All righty.
All right. All right. So, you know, being that Chris is a definite Star Wars fan, we have here the at Walker, right? The at, right? That Chris gifted me this because he has these at Walkers in his office, right? And I just want to steal one, right? It would be a nice steal. It wouldn't be like a enemy steal. It'd be a nice steal, right? Because I tell you, I did it afterwards, right? But anyway, he shut my mouth and he gifted this. And here, this is, you know, on my shelf, right? So here's the question for you.
Yes.
You know, I'm a dark side dude, right? When it comes to Star Wars, they always had the best ships, the best costumes, right? Red lifesavers. I mean, that is dope, right? So who would you be, my friend, if you had a choice? Would you be Darth Vader? Would you be just a plain old stormtrooper? Would you be Boba, right? Or would you be, right, Darth
Mr.
Maul?
Maul.
Yes. And last but not least, Mr. Kylo Ren, right? So being that you're a Star Wars person and you had to make a choice on this, you can't like opt out, right? And looking at all the series and stuff like that, who would you want to play?
Well, after watching the first season of The Mandalorian, I think that Boba Fett has some definite redeeming qualities. Even though he's a bounty hunter,
Right?
they live by a definite set of
Code, right? Don't take the
yeah,
map.
they have a code. Yeah, they have a code, and I kind of like that. You know, is he a bad dude? And does he cut people in half with a door sometimes?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, he shouldn't have tried to get in there. He's trying to
Yeah,
get away. And yeah, so here it is. Just to, you know, here it is. The Mandalorian pack. I don't know. This dropped not too long ago. It's 4 different Mandalorian figures.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was limited. You know, Boba Fett is, you can barely find them in Legos. And
Sure.
yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to, since you brought up Mandalorian, right, which season 2 is coming up, we're not advertising for that. It's just a passion that I believe we both have. And the other passion is helping students, right, maneuver through this thing we call life by supplying them with the tools that it takes in order to get there.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And with that, my friend, love you, stay safe, keep that social distancing up, right?
You bet.
Say what's up to your wife, right? And That's what's up, man. And we'll do this again. We'll get some comments, and maybe a little bit later on, we'll get you back to the table, bro.
Okay, sounds good. Anytime. Doors always open.
All right, man. You have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.